In this video, I'm just going to talk about mail merge, and specifically mail merge from a Google Sheet and sending to a Gmail account. Now, for those of you that are not sure what mail merge is, in the simplest possible way I could write it down, it's automatically creating lots of copies of a document or an email that take the information and data from a spreadsheet and then personalize that document or that email, and then you can use it to send out the emails or print out the documents to individual recipients. This is something you've probably had at home when you've had junk letters through the post to you and it's actually got your name on the front. An example would be, for example, to Miss Jane Doe instead of just to whom it may concern. Now, you may be asking, why is this useful to me? Firstly, if you have to send any personal, confidential or private emails to many students at the same time, then this is really useful. And the kind of things that might be is exam grades, feedback from homework. It may be an email that contains a sensitive announcement, for example, to do with COVID. Or it's also if you just want to keep a record of when an email was sent, rather than keeping a copy of that sent email in your outbox, then this will do that also for you. Another reason could be if you don't want to send in the blind carbon copy of the email, but you actually want to be more formal and place the recipient's email in the to box, then this will do that for you without compromising other parents or students' emails. Another reason that you may be looking at this is that you've done mail merge in the past. You know how useful it can be, but you've done it with Microsoft. And I'm just going to show you how to do that today with Google Sheets and Gmail. But probably the most important thing is this helps us comply with the GDPR regulations. Okay. So to explain how that works, imagine you've got a spreadsheet. Here I've got a spreadsheet and I've got lots of different people with different comments, different grades, different email addresses. Now, without doing a mail merge, what I could have done is I could have opened up a blank email, had some stuff in there like the results of your latest grades and dears and sincerelys and bits like that. And then I could have, for example, copy and pasted the email address and pasted it into the to block. Then I could have copied the title and pasted that in there, copied the first name, pasted it, copied the surname, pasted it, copied the message and the grade, pasted it, and at that point I would have sent the email. I'd then have to open up another blank email with all the information there ready, copy all that information, the email, the tos, the froms, the messages, everything else, place them in there one by one, and then send, go down to the third row, open up another blank email, copy and paste all the information in, hit send, and so on and so forth. This is going to take a really long time and we don't want to do that. First steps would be to download the spreadsheet. You need to download this particular spreadsheet because it contains code that makes mail merge work. Mail merge isn't something that's inherently built into Google Sheets or Gmail. There are a number of different ways of doing a mail merge and different code you can download, but this is the one favoured by Google itself rather than downloading a third-party app, which we don't entirely trust. So how do we do that? Well, a number of ways that you can get to the website. You can either just type all of that in, if you like. That's rather a lot, so it's probably easier to go to Google and type in the keywords mail merge Google Sheets. That will then give you this result, usually it's the first result on the page. After all, it is from Google. I will place a link on YouTube if you know how to get those. Or finally, you could always email me for this link. Right. So you've typed in the link. What I then want you to do is scroll down on the page. You'll see a little video there, kind of saying what I'm saying here. And then you get some steps. And this step here, create a copy of the sample Gmail Sheets mail merge spreadsheet. I'm just going to ask you to click on that. When you click on that, what will happen is you will get, off it goes, you'll get a pop-up appear. And that pop-up will be Copy document. Would you like to make a copy of this? And you just click make a copy. It will then open it up and you will see copy of Gmail Sheets, mail merge, thing like that. Now, at that point, if I were you, I'd recommend you rename it to something that makes sense to you. And also you might want to move it into a folder. Again, I'd recommend that you make a folder and call it mail merges that you keep in your document area and then move it into that. Right. Now, once you've done that, you'll notice that there's a brand new tab has appeared at the top called mail merge, and we're going to come back to that one later. Okay. Also, you'll see that they've placed some sample information in there and some sample titles. Now, and down at the bottom here it says add 1,000 more rows. And the next thing that's best to do is click on that add button. You don't have to add 1,000 more rows. 100 is normally good enough, but it will quite happily add 1,000 and work. If that's all you feel comfortable doing, just click the add button. Once you click the add button, you'll see all the rows have appeared. Now you can get rid of all of this data, you don't need it, but with the titles you'll want to keep 2 of the titles. You need to keep recipient and leave that just as is. Get rid of the data or the emails underneath by all means, but leave the word recipient unchanged and leave the word email sent unchanged and leave these boxes blank underneath. That's quite important. Everything else on here you can delete, update, insert, change. So for example, I want to put a title in before first name, so I'm going to right click on there and it's going to give me the option to insert one left. After I've done that, I can write in title, and all the other things such as here I've changed to comment, I've changed that to percentage, that to grade. I've just left recipient as it is and email sent left alone. Also, I've put in a couple of bits of sample data to show you. One of my recommendations is that the first one you put in is yourself, just to test it, so that the only person that gets an email is you. Then you know that everything's working. Okay. But after that, by all means, copy and paste all the data you need in. Right. After you've done that, you'll need to go to your Gmail account and start composing an email itself. Right, things to do. In the heading, give it a sensible name. That heading is going to go off. Also, you're going to be using that later, so you'll want to copy and paste that. Type out your letter and use curly braces either side, 2 curly braces either side of these headings. Now these are the headings up here. Please don't copy these headings. It will go wrong if you try and just save time by copying. You'll have to type out the content inside. It's fine to leave spaces in between, such as between first name and last name, but don't leave a space either edge. So it must go immediately from the 2 curly braces straight to title, for example. Place it however you like and have your email ready to rock and roll. Do not put anything in recipients, you won't need it, and don't click send. You won't need to do that. Okay. At this point you can shut it down. Now, you can copy your heading, you're going to use it in a bit, close that email and then just go back to your spreadsheet. Right, at this point you're all ready to go. Click on mail merge and then click on send emails that's appeared underneath. This bit's a bit disappointing. It's going to ask you for authorization. Click continue. You're then going to be asked under which account. Click your account and click continue. At this point there's nothing to click. You need to scroll down to the bottom of the screen and then click allow. Right, now you're back where you started. It hasn't actually sent the emails at this point. Go back to mail merge and click send emails. If you see any errors appearing, just ignore them. That's fine. Now, wait a few seconds, or if there's a lot of them, a minute or so, and this will appear. Now what it's asking for here is that heading that you had in the email. So if you copied it, that's fine to paste that one. If not, type it out as it was exactly in your Gmail account. There we go, the results of your latest grade, and then click OK. Wait a moment or two, and what you will see is email sent with the date and timestamp will appear in this column. So you've now got a record of when that email was sent. Okay. Right. If you look, this is the one I sent to myself, and you can see here that's replaced all those curly braces with "Dear Mrs. James Petty." Fair enough. Congratulations, you did really well, and so on and so forth. So that's how it works. Now, some good tips. Send one to yourself first, just to check it. Now, you can keep adding to that spreadsheet. It won't resend to anyone where that date timestamp is there. So it will ignore any row where that's already in. If you want it to resend to those rows, just delete that. Okay. Keep a blank copy of that spreadsheet. Then you can just make a copy of it each time you want to make a new mail merge. It's easier to modify it. And if in doubt about anything, just ask me. And happy mail merging. Thank you.